There's one thing about dopamine that everybody knows about but don't really understand. Dopamine is released when you achieve something or about to do something great. I always thought that I was on dopamine detox because I don't use social media, I don't eat sugar, I work out, I don't watch porn or masturbate. I don't do those instant gratification things. So I thought that I was on dopamine detox, but I was wrong. In August of 2021, I cut off my internet for 28 days. Probably the most vivid memory was that I felt sometimes absolute dread and misery. You would probably think that you cut off your friends, you cut off everything, the access to the internet, to the World Wide Web. There's literally no stimulation there. You would be right. But why I felt the dread was not really because of that. Why am I even talking about this and how did it all happen? I have been trying to go on a monk mode, and probably the most important part about it is that you remove all distractions. So I noticed that YouTube was actually taking 3 or 4 hours every day. I was watching podcasts and listening to Hamza and other people that I really look up to. But even then, it is still not a good thing, because if I actually spent those 3 hours on my projects, on my business and trying to learn what life teaches me, I would probably be better off. So what I did was I literally blocked YouTube everywhere. I removed all of the browsers on my phone. I blocked YouTube on my laptop, and yes, my time drastically went to, I was bored. So it happened 3 days ago. I felt absolute dread and misery. Again, I am very familiar with that feeling. It happened when I was on the retreat project. It happened when I was on monk mode in 2021. It happens every time when I remove all distractions, especially the internet itself. So I was very familiar with that feeling. I just thought that that feeling was something that should be going along with that monk mode, with you not having distractions. That is not true. That feeling should not be there. Now, let me explain. I went on Telegram to search for porn. I found one. I watched it. I didn't bust a nut, but I did fully watch that. And literally that dread and misery was gone for the entire day. You would think, like, why? The shame was there, 100%. I felt awful, but that sense of dread and misery was gone. Back in the day when I relapsed, I made a habit of analyzing why and what happened. So I did exactly that. And one of the conclusions that I came to was just horrifying. Dopamine is something that you get when you either achieve something or when you do something great. And when I felt that misery, the reason was not because I didn't have stimulation, but because I deserved to feel like that. I deserved to feel dread and misery. You'd think, why? I'm gonna repeat this again. Dopamine is released when you either achieve something or do something great. So when you don't do anything great, when you are a loser in life, when you don't really try to make something out of your life, you feel like shit. And the thing is, you deserve to feel that way. You deserve to feel miserable. Your inaction literally what makes that situation. You deserve the consequences of your actions, or in this case, inactions. Just think about it for a moment. Back in the day, when you couldn't get the dopamine hit that easily as today, when you didn't do anything, there had to be some kind of response for you to understand that you need to do something with your life. That was dopamine. It is literally a biological response for your inaction or doing something bad. So again, you feel miserable when you don't do anything with your life. And the thing is, in this current age, we are literally numbing ourselves with dopamine. We get so much dopamine every day, every second of the day, that we don't even have a chance to really feel that misery because we're not doing anything with our lives. We don't get the chance to feel the weight of our situation. because we're numbing ourselves. That's the horrifying realization that every time you feel bad, you feel that misery because of your inaction or the lack of stimulation. You deserve to feel miserable because you're not doing anything with your life. So that was the problem. The amount of dopamine released by just listening to a podcast is enough to false yourself, to believe that you're doing something with your life when you're actually not. And when that dopamine is gone, you are left with that realization of pure misery, of pure dread, and of the consequences of your inaction, your awful life. I am going on dopamine detox, and every time that I am going to feel that way, and I am certain that I'm going to feel that way, I will remember that I deserve to feel that way. I deserve to feel that way because I am not doing anything with my life. Yesterday, I got done a lot of things. There was pretty much no stimulation, no dopamine released by instant gratification. How do you think I felt? I felt incredible. I felt so energized. I actually wanted to work more. I actually wanted to edit videos more, write more, read more. But I had to go to sleep to keep my schedule. That's the interesting part about it. When you actually do something, that dopamine, even though it's pretty similar, it's just different. You know that you're actually doing something. That dopamine, it makes you alive. I am going on dopamine detox now for several months at least. And you should do too.